Hi everyone, I'm Daniel Martinez, and I don't want you to die. Am I recording? I am. I'm going to be doing something special with this video. We're going to be putting together an emergency disaster kit. Think of it as an unboxing, but a boxing. We're going to be putting stuff into a box instead of taking it out. It's a boxing video, but not boxing. I've had a gin and tonic already. So what this is a 72-hour kit. It's designed to last you that long in the event of an emergency. The next big earthquake could hit, there could be a flood, there could just be something that wipes out power or water or some other disaster in your area. You never know. That's why preparedness is the best thing that you can do for yourself, especially when you consider that the Bay Area last year had those huge fires. Those fires were also in Southern California, and that followed with flooding down in Southern California as well. So we're gonna make sure that you are as best prepared for this as possible, and we're gonna be starting off with the most important essential to have, and that is water. I'm not putting that into this box because I've already got it set off to the side, but I've got 5 gallons of water set aside right now in drinkable jugs. Make sure you can get those in 2-gallon sets, and just add in a 5th as well. What's suggested though is 72 hours worth of drinking water. So we've got that set aside in another location, but let's put some more things into our survival kit right now. Now for the kit itself, I'm using this tub right here. We're gonna put everything in here. The best part about this is that this is all waterproof. It's going to go into the lid right here. There's not a lot of room for water to get in once we've got it, and ideally, the whole thing is going to be under 50 pounds, so it's going to be easy to move as well. Now the first thing that we're going to put into our disaster kit is a first aid kit, and this is going to include a lot of bandages, other antibacterials as well. And in fact, this one is made by Johnson & Johnson. It's not sponsored, but this was an all-in-one kit that had a lot of important items in there, including bandages, relief cream, aspirin is in here, anti-itch cream, cleaning wipes, some gauze pads, examination gloves, and most importantly what's in here is a first aid guide. So there's instructions on how best to use the first aid kit, and that's extremely important because just like G.I. Joe said, knowing is half the battle. Put it in the box. There are also plenty of other medical items that are not going to come in that kit, which we're going to add to our overall disaster kit, which is going to include a digital thermometer. This is a quick use thermometer, but you never know, you could be getting a fever. You might get sick when the disaster hits, so this is important to have. Another important thing to have is a pair of gauze scissors. These cut through bandages really well. It's important to just have scissors in general because you never know when you're going to need them. That's why we're building this kit. Put it in the box. I'm not going to say put it in the box every time because I don't want to drive everyone crazy. Another thing we're going to put in there is a bottle of hydrogen peroxide. This bottle itself was less than $2, so I would suggest picking up a bottle. It's first aid antiseptic. It's very important to have, so make sure that that goes into your box. And there was already some of this in the first aid kit, but it couldn't hurt to add a little more, so we've got some more bandage tape, some aspirin, some large wrap gauze, some latex gloves, and some antibiotic cream. One last thing that I'm throwing in as far as medicine and first aid is a bottle of Imodium AD. It's an anti-diarrheal medication, and you never know. You could end up eating something and you're gonna have the trots during a disaster. Have yourself protected. Shifting away from first aid but sticking with hygiene is a pack of facial tissues and some wet wipes as well. These are flushable as well. Basically, these are baby wipes, but you never know when you're going to need them. That's why we're putting this together. Guys, you never know when you're going to need it. Also, bars of soap, because you're going to need cleanliness out there. You never know what you're going to get on your hands. Bar of soap. I'm also putting in 2 rolls of toilet paper because it's not just a bear that's in the woods. The last thing on the hygienics list is important, especially for the women out there, and that is some sanitary napkins. Got these using Always, again, not sponsored. And you might not need them, but someone you come across might need them, so have them. Closing this out with some sunscreen. You got 100 SPF. You might not have shelter, you might be outdoors. Sunscreen is going to be a lifesaver. You also don't know what the conditions are going to be. That's why I've got even more of these hot hands. We've got these for $1 at the dollar store, but we're investing in a 10-pack for this one because it could be some cold nights. And lastly, in case of any other injuries, we've got some instant cold packs. These will get cold really quickly. You might end up tweaking something, injuring something, spraying, what have you. But these cold packs are going to help out a lot. They freeze. What do these do? Just a quick squeeze of one bag gets it ready. It chills for a real long time. You just need about 20 minutes of chill from it, but it's good to go right there. So we're putting that in the box. So we've got the basics as far as sanitation and hygiene and first aid covered, but we've also got to talk about eating. Non-perishable food is going to be extremely important to have, so I'm going to show you what we've got right here. Now, a lot of first aid kits suggest to get trail mix and nutritional bars. We're going extra with this one because what else would I do? I've got Quest bars right here. These are fairly high calorie, which is gonna be good for the sake of the day. In fact, they are 200 calories per bar, but the important thing to think about is that they're low fat, low sugar, and they're 21 grams of protein. So that's gonna be really important to have. Just make sure you drink water when you have one of these. Otherwise, again, the trots, but we've got the Emoti Made TMI. Next up on the snacking front, we've got a bag of almonds. And lastly, we've got some single serving packs of tuna fish. These are only 70 calories, but they're 16 grams of protein. So again, low calorie, high protein. It's going to be extremely important when you're running low on things. The only downside about the tuna fish though is that there is a shelf life to it. These happen to go bad in December 2019. Keep in mind, you are always going to want to keep an eye on your emergency kit. Make sure it's always updated. That includes your medicines because medicines do spoil. Lastly, I'm going to put in a set of Ziploc bags. This is in case there's anything that we need to store, we need to keep dry, matches, your phone, whatever have you. It's going to stay dry in a Ziploc bag, so make sure you've got that going there. So again, we've got everything packed up. It's all set right there, and I'm carrying it right now. It's a manageable weight. I would probably call this about 30 pounds, well under the 50-pound limit that I had in mind. But it's good right there. We'll probably get something to roll it on just in case we need to carry it so that we're not lugging it the whole way, but we're set right there. So that's it for right there. I'm also gonna make sure to put in a blanket and some sturdy shoes because, again, these things happen. You never know when it's gonna happen, but we're gonna be protected for it right there. So that's all the stuff that's going into my emergency kit. Thank you guys for watching. Leave me a comment, let me know if there's anything else you think that I should put in there. And of course, let me know if you have an emergency kit as well. And of course, maybe take this with a grain of salt because I've been drinking. Thank you for watching and stay difficult.